questions 11 through 20 on the 2009 Grade 9 Pascal Math Contest. When the numbers are arranged in increasing order, the middle number is. The first one is 5.07, and then the 6 keeps repeating like that, right? And so on. The next one is 5.076, but the 7/6 keeps repeating like that. The next one is just straight 5.07, and then it ends. So there's nothing after that. And then the next one is 5.076, and then it ends. And then the last one is 5.076, and the 0.76 part keeps repeating. So as you can see, up until that point, all of these numbers are identical. But then I want to concentrate on the next 3 digits. Those next 3 digits will allow us very quickly to arrange them from smallest to largest. So the smallest, obviously, is this guy right here. Just look at these 3 numbers. That's all we need to look at. Okay? 0, 0, 0 is the smallest, so that will be the smallest. I'll put that as 1. The next one is 600, so that will be 2. The next one is the third one, and that's 607. And then 666 is the fourth one, and then the largest one in increasing order will be 676, right? So the middle one is obviously this guy, which is this number right here. And which one was that? That was 5076, where the 076 repeats. So number 11 is E. If Francis spends 1/3 of his day sleeping, 1/4 of his day studying, and 1/8 of his day eating, how many hours in the day does he have left? So there's 24 hours in a day. So 1/3 of it is spent sleeping, so that's 8 hours. And then 1/4 of the 24 hours is spent studying, so that's 6 hours. And 1/8 of the day is spent eating, so that's 3 hours. So add these up. 8 plus 6 plus 3 is 17. So of the 24 hours, he spends 17 sleeping, studying, and eating. So how many hours are left? Well, 24 minus 17, and that is equal to 7. So number 12, the answer is D. In the diagram, QRS is a straight line. What is the measure of angle RPS? Well, this angle you can calculate. Let's call it X, because the sum of the angles of a triangle equal 180. So that can easily be calculated with that formula. And if you do that, you get X is equal to 65. And now this angle, of course, will be 180 minus 65, which is 115. And then if I call this angle Y, which is the angle we have to figure out, that plus 115 plus 38 will be 180. And therefore, solving for Y, you will get 27. So 13, the answer is A. In the diagram, O is the center of a circle with radii 5, like this. This is 5, and this is 5. And the perimeter of the shaded region, including the 2 radii, is closest to. So they want you to find this perimeter right here, like that. And that basically means we have to figure out 3/4 of the circumference and then add this 5 and that 5. So that would be 10. So the perimeter will be 3/4 the circumference plus 10. Well, the circumference of any circle is given as pi times 2 times the radius. So the radius is 5. So this becomes 3 pi times 2 times 5 all over 4 plus 10. So this is, let's see here, 10 times 3, 30. 30 divided by 4, 7.5 pi plus 10. And they want it closest to. All right, so let's convert this. And this is about 33.5 5. So it's closest to 34. So number 14, the answer is A. The increasing list of 5 integers, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, has a sum of 29. How many increasing lists of 5 different single-digit positive integers have a sum of 33? 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. That is equal to 29. And they're saying you have to come up with an increasing list of 5 different single-digit positive integers. Well, looking at the first one, obviously this is 4 more. So if I add 4 to one of these, so let's say I add 4 to the 3, that would give me a list of 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. And those add up to 33. So I have one list for sure. Now, can I manipulate this in any way to get a sum of 33 also? Well, if I take this 4 down a notch to 3, and I bring this 5 up to 6, I think that will also be sufficient. So now my answer is no longer A, it's B. But can I find any more? And I don't think so, because if you keep trying to manipulate this, you'll notice that you'll keep getting the same integers, and they want 5 different single digits. So these are the only 2. So therefore, number 15, the answer is B. In the diagram, a 4x9 grid PQTV is formed from 36 1x1 squares. Lines PR and US are drawn from R and S on QT. What is the ratio of the shaded area to the unshaded area? So the ratio of the shaded area, so area of the shaded region to the area of the unshaded region, like that. Okay, so this should be pretty straightforward. So we're just going to add, I guess, this triangle, that rectangle, and then this triangle. So the first one is 1/2 base times height, which is 3 times 4. The rectangle is 2 times 4, and that other triangle is 1/2 4 times 3. And then the unshaded region is this triangle plus this rectangle plus this triangle. So that's 1/2 3 times 4 plus 4 times 1 and plus 1/2 4 times 3, like that. So this becomes, let's see here, 6 plus 8 plus 6 over 6 plus 4 plus 6. And therefore that is going to be 20 over 16, and in lowest terms that's 5 over 4. So that would mean number 16, the answer is E. Narissa writes 5 mathematics tests, each worth the same amount, and obtains an average of 73%. After her teacher deletes one of her test marks, Narissa's new average is 76%. What was the mark on the test that the teacher deleted? Her total is going to be 5 times 73 initially, and it's a total of 365 points. So from those 365 points, you delete one test, and then you take the average of the remaining 4, and they're saying that is 76. So this is the mathematics equation. 365 minus x is 4 times 76, which is 304, and therefore 365 minus 304 is equal to x, and therefore x is equal to 61. So 17, the answer is B. Every year, the population of the town Arlo doubles. On December 31st, 2008, the population of Arlo was 3,456. What was the population on December 31st, 1988? So every 4 years, right? So get 88, 92, 96, 2000, 2004, and 2008. So these are all Olympic years. Got, let's see here, Seoul, Barcelona, Atlanta, Sydney, Athens, and Beijing, if I remember. Summer Olympics. All right, so it doubles every 4 years. So initially, let's just say the population was X. In 92, it would be 2X. In 96, it would be 4X. In 2000, it would be 8X. And in 2004, 16X. And then finally, 32X in 2008. And they're saying that in 2008, the population is equal to 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the equation that we have to figure this out. So therefore, X is 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 32. And that is 108. So X is 108, and therefore the population in 1988 was 108. So number 18, the answer is D. The distance from Coe Hill to Calabogie is 150 kilometers. Pat leaves Coe Hill at 1 p.m. and drives at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour for the first 60 kilometers. How fast must he travel for the remainder of the trip to reach Calabogie at 3 p.m.? So we have two places, and we have Coe Hill and Calabogie. And let's see here. For the first 60 kilometers, we are at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour. And then the whole distance was 150, right? So the next distance is 150 minus 60, which is 90. That is the speed we have to figure out. So I'll just call it S for speed. And we start at 1 p.m., and the goal is to reach by 3 p.m., so the total time has to equal 2 hours. Okay, so first let's just calculate the time for this initial 60 kilometers. Speed is equal to distance over time. So time is going to be distance over speed. So the distance is 60, and we have 80, so the time is basically 3/4 hour, which is 45 minutes, obviously. So that means that in order to reach at 3 p.m., this time interval from, I guess, here to here has to be 1 hour and 15 minutes, or 5/4. So that has to be 5/4 in terms of hours. Okay, so again, we use this formula. So speed is distance over time. Our distance is 90. Our time is 5/4. So 90 over 1 times 4 over 5. That gives me 360 over 5. And that would be 72 kilometers per hour. So number 19, the answer is C. Different positive integers can be written in the 8 empty circles so that the product of any 3 integers in a straight line is 3,240. What is the largest possible sum of the 8 numbers surrounding 45? So if we take x times 45 times y, it's going to be equal to 3,240. And we have to put numbers in each of these circles. Well, 3,240 is going to be the product of two numbers, x times y, and 45. So the product xy is going to be 3,240 divided by 45. And that number is very important. And that number is 72. So that means that all of these guys have to multiply together to give 72. But the key thing here is they want the largest possible. And also, each of those has to be different. So what I do is look at 72, kind of concentrate on that number, and break it up into prime factors. It's 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, right? And therefore, all of its factors will be as follows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, and of course 72. So I want the largest possible numbers, so I'm going to go with 72 and 1. I think that would be good. And then 36, that means the other one's got to be 2. Because remember, those two numbers have to multiply to give 72. Then 24 here, and 24 and 3, right? Yeah. And then 18 and 4. And finally, 12. Oh, no, I'm done. All right. Okay, so at this point, I have to add up all these guys. All of these guys that I put in. And if I do, I get, let's see here, the sum will be 160. And that is the answer to number 20, which is E.